And there they are, folks, side by side, a Scorpioni and Argyros for the last time in 2024 in USF Juniors competition. They have capped off the season. We'll finish it here in Portland. Drivers in position, nice and slow. The crawl to the line, and there it is for the final time. We are green, green, green in USF Juniors. The drag race down the line, a Scorpioni with a good jump. 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. They have to make the corner. Remember, they have to be to the right side of turn number 2. You can't cut the course. One driver's going to get spun around in the back. Someone got in the back. I think that may have been in the back of Evan Cooley. So indeed, Cooley contact sends him around. A driver who had so much promise on the weekend has had so much trouble. Cooley able to get it re-going again. He'll need a yellow flag sometime during this 15-lap race to be able to work his way back forward. We'll have a look at the spinner going around, but everybody else kind of settling in here right now. So indeed, everybody settling in, as I had said. Cooley from further back, another driver having more issues. That might be Timmy Carell, and that looks like damage. You can see the right front up in the air, which would indicate damage to the left rear. The left rear squats. The front comes up with these very stiff platforms. So Timmy Carell is not going to have any luck here. Full course yellow. So the drivers have been able to attack him, and another driver's gone off at the very start, full course yellow. That was the leader of Scorpioni, but we had already gone full course yellow. I don't know whether or not Scorpioni will be able to get his spot back because the full course yellow was already out and Scorpioni had gone off. So this is huge, number one. Okay, we're gonna see how this plays out here right now. G3 Argyros takes the lead. We had gone yellow, but a Scorpioni drove off. I'm not exactly sure what the ruling on that is. Because he drove off, is he part of another incident? Will he potentially be able to come back and get his spot? That I'm unaware of. I'm the commentator, not race control. So Hudson Schwartz is with me here right now. We're going to give him a chance to see the replay. If we can get the start replay first, that would be the best. It looked like contact from behind. Not exactly sure who got into the back of Evan Cooley, but you've done this already twice, Hudson, two races here. It's tough when you're trying to get through one back over to the right side so you get to two. Hudson, let's have a look here at the start first. We'll walk him through this, and Hudson's going to give us a good look here.
Yeah, so it looks like he just got squeezed a little bit.
You see as they come into the braking zone, he's going to pinch down. It looks to be like one of the Inter-MS cars, I think.
Yes, yeah. So it looks like one of the Inter-MS cars just got him in the back, and around he goes. Yeah.
Hudson, there's really not much you can do at that point. You've got wheel in the car. You're at that point, are you back to throttle, or are you still kind of rolling through the corner a bit?
You're back to throttle on a normal lap around the apex there, but when everyone's kind of going through, it's a big accordion effect, so it's very hard to kind of judge. So if someone hits you from the back, there's not really anything you can do.
So we also got a chance to see the off for a Scorpioni there, and I have to believe, obviously the yellow was coming out. He's pushing hard. He's getting the opening lap. You're on cold tires. We'll come to that in a second. He tries to roll along speed through turn number 10, and just like so many people do, you transition through 10, you've loaded the right side of the car, and then you got to kind of flick it back around and transition that weight to the left side. We'll see it here again. Yellow flag is already out. Scorpioni had a big lead, but he just carries so much speed, Hudson, into turn number 11. I have to believe that you really have to kind of, that's a place where you have to really, yes. Are you on the brake hard into that corner at all? Or?
So you're on the brake going into turn 10, the fast left, but then you're getting on gas actually into 11, and it's very easy to go very wide there, and once you're on the grass, there's not much you can do.
So what do you think that was then? Was he on the throttle too early and too much?
Yeah, so it may be on the throttle a bit too early, but it all starts with your placing in the 10. If you just miss it, you get a little bit low grip, and then from there, the curb can shoot you out. It could be maybe he got on the throttle too early, but many things.
So it may not have just been 11, like you said, it may have been the transition to turn into 10.
Yes.
There you go. 15 years of age, I'm learning more stuff from Hudson Schwartz. I love it. Doing a great job with me here to start this race off. We've had some good run, and I'll tell you this, that was another great start through turns 1 and turns 2. They were able to get through cleanly, only the contact from behind that we saw with one of the Inter-MS cars. Again, both Augusto Soto Sharipa and Ariel Elkin started behind Evan Cooley. I'd have to believe that was kind of the same Rosa. It may have been Elkin. Race control, I'm sure, with all the cameras they have around the track. We'll have a chance to have a look at what goes on here. Let's give you the rundown. They're saying that G3 Argiro is still the leader. That's who they're calling the leader. So Scorpioni dropping down to P5 after that incident. Diego Guillo up into second. Weldon runs in third. Augie Soto Sharipa in fourth spot. Scorpioni fifth. Liam McNeely goes back to sixth at the start. Ariel Elkin in seventh. Jefferson eighth. Christian Cameron and Hudson Potter ninth and 10th. Joshua Leonel runs 11th. Michael Suko in 12th. Griffin Yellen 13th. Patricio Gonzalez, I think he might have been the driver who almost got spun around as well. There was almost another spin, and a number of drivers had to check up. Evan Cooley, again, this benefits Evan in a huge way. He's got a race car that I think was fast enough likely to win in race number 2. Just did, and even I think he's probably quick enough to be up front in race 1 yesterday as well. But he's got a fast race car in the number 991, and this is going to give him a chance to fire his way back up to the field. JT Hoskins and Joao Vergara involved as well. Joao all the way back into 17th. So both those drivers are starting further up, having trouble. Watch for Cooley and Vergara to potentially hook up coming forward. We don't have any times now for Brady Golan, Rodrigo Gonzalez, and Timmy Carell. We knew we had the incident for Carell. We saw the damage there. We didn't get a chance to see the damage for Golan and Gonzalez. So I have to, okay, so we're being told by our spotters that Brady Golan potentially stranded over in turn number 6. So not the finish to his USF Juniors career that Brady Golan wanted for sure. Another one of our drivers who did double duty here in 2024, running both USF Juniors and USF 2000. So you look a little further back where they were. Golan, Gonzalez, Carell were essentially all 10th, 12th, and 14th. So they were all essentially on the outside of rows 5, 6, and 7. So right in the middle of it together. And Hudson, let's talk about the opening lap, because I don't think, we obviously want to go green to checker, but we all know that the opening lap's the best opportunity to take advantage and make a pass. Things like this can happen.
Yes, things can happen. Everyone's trying to take advantage of the moment. Lap 1 is definitely the best place to move forward and to make passes. So everyone is kind of in an all-for-one battle. So it's very easy to get caught up in an incident.
So let's lean towards the driver development side, right? The concept of this series is for you guys to learn everything. On track, racecraft, social media, interviews, working in the PA booth.
Yes.
With like this, so you get a chance to learn everything. One of the things that it's hard to teach, and I know you've learned this, you've done a lot of racing and karting, you came through the Lucas Oil School, you won the championship there, you ran half a year of juniors last year, and you can't teach patience.
No, you can't.
But how do you do it? How do your coaches instill it, or is it something that you as a driver has to kind of come to grips with?
Yes, so it's very hard. Most drivers don't initially have patience, but you learn. So you make a mistake, and then you learn that maybe I should have been more patient here, maybe I should wait for the next turn, maybe I should have even took advantage here. So the only way to really learn is make a mistake, and that's what I've made some mistakes, and I've learned from them, and I've gone forward.
And you see that gap, obviously there's the gap, the saying that is attributed to Senna about if you don't go for the gap, you're not a real race car driver, right? I think a lot of the young kids take that too literally, because a lot of times the gap will shrink up very quickly, but that's what it is. It's a situational awareness. You have to really understand, having raced a bunch of events, that is that gap really a gap? Is it going to, by the time I get there and lunge, is it going to close? Is there any grip when I go down to the inside? It's not a racing line. I'm diving down to the inside. Are those the little components of what kind of build patience?
Yes, those are definitely the components. So, you want to know where the grip is when the braking. So a lot of practice is very good for that. Testing the different lines, seeing the grip there. So that's something I always try to do. And then learning where the gap is good. So lap 1, there's 4 lanes sometimes for going into turn 1, and you can choose on the outside, brake later than everyone, or maybe go a little cautious, maybe go for the gap in the middle and really try to risk it. Sometimes you're successful, sometimes you're not, but the most important thing is to learn from them. You never want to make mistakes and just not learn over them and just kind of dwell on them. You want to look forward and really,
I think a lot of that is track situational as well, track dependent. When you come to a track that you guys haven't been able to test on, you haven't been able to race on, is a race weekend enough for you to learn the intricacies of a track where you can make moves, or is it like really by the end of the week and you're like, oh, I'm just kind of figuring out how to race this place?
So it depends. Sometimes 2, 3 races. 3 races gives you a very good idea. 2 also as well. So the sim actually helps a lot with that. So before a race, I'll do many laps on the sim, so I kind of already have the track a little figured out. And I'm sure a lot of these drivers do that as well. So usually by the end of the weekend, I feel very good and very confident that I learned a lot, and I know the track like the back of my hand pretty much.
Yeah, listen, that's what we talk about, folks. Those of you who are around the track enjoying some action here in what is the ladder system, the minor leagues of the NTT IndyCar Series. Our goal is, of course, train these drivers through and get them into the Indy Next program so they can become future stars in the IndyCar program. And we try to teach them all different levels. It really is kind of a two-year program, isn't it? You come in your first year, you learn the racetrack, you learn the competition at a different level, and then ideally you come back next year and you end up winning the championship. Is that your goal for next year? Obviously, you have one more race here to cap it off. Is that the goal for next year, to potentially make that move to the championship, run right up front, winning a bunch of races?
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of considerations for next year, maybe Pro, maybe 2000. As you said, this year was a great learning year, and the year where you can kind of make mistakes and understand where to do things. And next year, I'm sure I'll come back much stronger, and I'll definitely be running up front a lot more consistently. But a lot of these drivers can do the same. Max Taylor, he had 2 years. I was his teammate last year. And you can see, last year was kind of a mistake year, and this year he's on it, consistent, and doesn't make any mistakes. So, yeah.
I couldn't agree more. This year, the transition from the impatient kind of Max Taylor to the driver this year who had full patience and was able to control his own destiny in a lot of races for sure. Working our way around our Honda Civic Type R pace car. One more lap around, I would expect. We'll see whether or not we're able to go back to green flag racing this next time. You saw in the background a lot going on there with the AMR IndyCar safety crew. So indeed, the lights are out. And again, pacing our field, as I said before, the beautiful new Honda Civic Type R pace car, the most powerful Honda production vehicle ever sold in the U.S. with a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine producing an incredible 315 horsepower. Awesome to have Honda on board with us, a great new partnership for the USF Pro Championships here in 2024. Schedule almost done for 2025 as well. Looking forward to seeing where we'll take these young drivers and which programs we'll be able to be part of. We know for sure we're going to be starting in St. Petersburg, always there at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Looking forward to that one. And of course, the off-season, a lot of testing done by these young drivers as if they stay in the same series or move up, whatever it may be, into that new car and learning more about the dynamics of the car they're moving to, more horsepower, more downforce, whatever it may be, more braking capabilities. Indeed, we are going green flag racing this next time on. My name is Rob Howden, joined by Hudson Schwartz in the booth here for this show. G3 Argyros is going to lead him to the line when they come back around. Diego Guillo in second, Sebastian Weldon third, Augie Soto Sharipa fourth. Leonardo Scorpioni led him for the first time down the back straight over a minor miscue coming through turn 10 and 11, set him off the racetrack from P1 back to P5. We're going to come to Hudson in a bit when we slow it down, because that's the mental side of this game right now. He led, he made a mistake. That's when you got to bounce back. And we'll come to Hudson when we get back rolling, because he was able to come back after that mistake he made. Not even really a mistake, caught out by the weather, but to put your mind back in the right spot. Out of turn number 12, Argyros, quick little dart. You got to maintain your speed coming out of the corner. He'll get back on the throttle. Green flag flying here at start finish. Diego Guillo looking to take advantage. It's a long straightaway here down. Oftentimes the Polson are kind of a sitting duck. Everybody's coming. Hold on for turn number 1 if that's where you're sitting right now, because it's going to get good. 3 wide coming into the corner. Oh, on the outside, inside. Little push there. Solid work. Guillo got the car rotated, but I believe one of the Inter MS drivers right in there, Soto Sharipa, I believe. Look at this scrap. Excellent job, Soto Sharipa moving into second. Third goes Guillo, and I think that maybe McNeely able to get himself up to P4. What a good start for McNeely. He goes ahead of Sebastian Weldon. Remember the battle like there, McNeely versus Weldon. Ariel Elkin potentially in the fight for third spot in the championship as well. Watch for the 2 exclusive Autosport drivers coming from the tail of the field. As I said, they were side by side coming out of turn number 7. And I think it looks like Cooley's dropped that spot with Vergara behind a big defensive run down to the bottom for Christian Cameron as they come out of turn number 9, the sweeping back straightaway to turn number 10. Oh, a couple drivers thinking about the inside. That's a tough place to make a pass inside of turn number 10. Because the car just intrinsically wants to go through and past the corner. You got to make that corner and come around with a lot of speed. It's not a 90-degree corner by no means. There we go. Let's get this opening restart lap back in the books and back to racing here right now. Jack Jeffers having a good run. He's in the middle of a scrap right now with Scorpioni and Guillo. He's going to back out of that one. Guillau's going to slide through. Jeffers going to try to go all the way around the outside. That was beautiful. Jeffers literally checked up as everybody else dove to the inside, over under them, and went around the outside. Jeffers got a couple of spots. He may be to P4 right now. Jack Jeffers up on the wheel in the exclusive Autosport number 92. Best we've seen him run here this weekend. Indeed, Jeffers moving his way forward here. A lot of drivers scrapping further back. One of the Inter-MS cars was slow as well coming out of turn number 2. Not quite sure who that was. Sounds like it might have been the 24 of Soto Sharipa. So again, he had made some good moves early. A lot of action here on the restart. Everybody digging. They're going to want to see where Cooley and Vergara end up getting. Cooley up to, I think, 11th on the opening lap. He was in full attack mode on that restart. Again, Cooley trying to fight his way back forward after getting spun around. Wasn't sure whether or not we didn't see a drive-through penalty. Did somebody go to the tail of the field? No, I don't know if we had a drive-through or not for the contact involved in the back, unless they asked the driver to drop back to the tail of the field. Jeffers now to the bottom of the racetrack trying to hold off a charging Diego Guillou. Guillau's going to go to the inside to make it work. Guillou takes the spot away. Jeffers got to get back up on the wheel. Diego Guillou to the inside to take the spot away from Jeffers. That's the fight right now for 4th. Jeffers back to 5th. Guillou back up into the 4th position. That fight, though, allowing the front 3 drivers to get away. Argyros, McNeely, and Weldon. Jay Howard Driver Development runs 1-2 with G3 Argyros and Liam McNeely. Argyros with a big group here this weekend. The West Coaster trying to come home with a race win to cap off his USF Juniors campaign. I expect he'll be full-time at USF 2000 in 2025, so we'd love to be able to end it off with a race win. McNeely, his teammate, though, says, hey, I appreciate that. You want the victory, but I want to go 3 for 3. Oh, how about that? Side by side coming down the back chute. It gets tight coming through turn number 9. Wow, we were 2 by 2 a little further back there. There's Guillou, Jeffers. I think Christian Cameron right beside them. I think Cameron able to get by a Scorpione on that last lap. This is further back in the pack. Suko, Potter, Elkin. Jeffers able to get back around, and look at this big run to the outside. Oh, Christian Cameron trying to take advantage. Wasn't able to kind of get it. Jeffers was able to get by Guillou, who had to check up, and almost a full over-under for Cameron to the outside. There's a ton of action happening here right now. Hudson, let's bring you in really quickly because I want to touch back on that point. We talked about the Scorpione going off. You had the issue with the rain where you went off. What does it take as a driver mid-race? You can't come in and debrief. You can't talk to your coach. What does it take to get your mind back where it needs to be after a mistake picking you from the lead? Same for you, different situation. The same for a Scorpione. How do you get refocused?
Yeah, so pretty much by the next turn, I forgot about it, and that's definitely something that I've learned. Sometimes I'll get hung up on my mistake, and the whole race is just kind of a replay.
You're stewing in it, right?
Yes. So that race was just, I forgot about the mistake and head down, and I really only thought about it after the race. And that's something that I've really tried to learn, is just putting it aside.
And listen, that wise words from a young driver, just getting rolling here. And again, that's it. You have to put it behind you. If you think about it too much, you're going to make mistakes. And again, we have a new driver up front, and it is Liam McNeely. I talked about the fact that, hey, yeah, I know you're my teammate, G3. You got lots of time to win. This is for me. I want to dominate this weekend. Liam McNeely came in with a long shot opportunity to win the title. It really was in the hands of Max Taylor to do the stuff he needed to do to build the gap he needed to get the championship locked. But for McNeely, what do you do then? What's the second best thing you can do other than winning the championship? It's coming in, winning all 3 races of a triple header, putting that exclamation point, as I always talk about, on that season, and try to go all 3 victories, cap off my juniors career, and look forward to 2025 in USF 2000. You saw that Sebastian Weldon was able to make a move as well. Weldon in the number 98 VRD car. He's able to as well get by, but look at this. Coming right back. Argyros doesn't want to give it up. Does he send it into turn number 10? He does not. Thought about it though. Big gap back right now to Jack Jeffers, who has kind of locked himself into P4. You can see Jeffers has got some room. He's looking to cap off his juniors program as well. He'll go to 2000 racing in 2025. So many of these young drivers in this juniors category, that's what you come in here to do. You learn, you figure things out, you try to win some races, and then you move to the USF 2000 program. Hudson Schwartz did that last year, was able to get a podium finish early in his career, and then of course just getting himself dialed in to move to USF 2000. There's a big move to the inside. How about that coming across there? A little bit of a lockup. That was one of the Inter-MS cars, and I think it might have been Cooley and Elkin, or Potter and Vergara, I'm not sure. There's an issue there. That might have been Potter having trouble. He ends up going through the cutoff. We'll see what they do here with Hudson Potter, who I don't think was able to make the corner, unless that was Soto Sharif. I'm not going to throw a name because, again, those Inter-MS cars very similar, different wing plates, the color of the wing plate, but hard to pick up on the screens that we use here in our broadcast booth. So settling into the battles on the racetrack, McNeely, Weldon, Argyros with 2.5 seconds up on Jeffers. He's got a second on Christian Cameron. Cameron's got Scorpione, Cooley, Elkin, Gio right behind him. Another second back to Joshua Leonel in 10th. Patricio Gonzalez in the 11th spot. Michael Suko from the tail of the field, 20th all the way up to 12th. Hudson Potter 13th. João Vergara in 14th. Soto Sharipa 15th. Hoskins, Yellen 16th, 17th. Of course, Golan, Gonzalez, and Carell out of the race on the opening circuit. You'll see a couple of battles here further back, some side-by-side action. Yeah, there's a defensive move down to the inside. I think that may have been a Scorpione trying to hold off Ariel Elkin, not able to get it done. And that's brought Evan Cooley back in here as well. So that's 6th, 7th, and 8th. Elkin with a good move to the inside. Book it. He is through. Put him to P6. Yeah, a couple of good three-driver battles here. Here's another one here. Three drivers fighting it out as well. Gio, and I think that's going to be Leonel and Gonzalez. Yeah, Joshua Leonel in the Skip Barber D-Force car, and Gonzalez in the D-Force driver development machine. That is the fight, again, for 9th, 10th, and 11th. When you get a great field like this, again, drivers of differing experience, different talent levels, as they continue to learn here in the program, you're going to get these different pockets of drivers racing together. Not often are you by yourself on the racetrack. A lot of the times with the draft that you get these cars, you're going to be in some kind of a race group, as you're seeing here, a number of different groups. Hudson, let's talk about the move up from juniors to USF 2000. It's not a massive gap. It's 40 more horsepower, very similar race car. Again, just a different braking package. The braking's a bit different. The jump to USF 2000. Tell me about how well juniors trained you to be able to really get into the USF 2000 car and be quick out of the gate.
Yeah, so in juniors, it kind of prepared me, and I think that's what the series is so good for. There's many different levels, and they can all kind of prepare you for the next level. So juniors, it definitely taught me how to fight up front, and that was kind of where I learned how to make passes, assertive passes, and now going into 2000, I'm very ready. And this year has just been kind of everything that I've learned from juniors, taking that and putting it into the season. Great job for Hudson Schwartz. Thank you so much, my friend. We are going to, I believe, see the 1 to go sign next time by. 15 laps for the drivers in USF Juniors. Sebastian Weldon up on the wheel. He's trying to close up. He's 9 points behind McNeely. He has the fast lap of the race as well. McNeely, I don't know whether or not McNeely has the most laps led, but this is the battle right now for the race win. And they are digging hard, as is Christian Cameron trying to close up here on Jack Jeffers. In fact, Cameron is on Jeffers for P4. Christian Cameron looking to go to P4. He's currently 5th. White flag flying here at the start-finish line. Can Liam McNeely get it done? He's got enough of a gap coming up across start-finish. There will be no draft for him. Jeffers has got to watch out right now. He's got a couple of car lengths as well on Cameron. He'll make a move to the inside of the racetrack a little bit. Cameron trying to round the outside. Not quite enough. Little lock up there further back for Ariel Elkin in 6th. Oh, wow. Contact between those two drivers. That was Cooley and a Scorpione. Cooley had to go over top of the curbing. So it could be another penalty for Cooley there. We'll see whether or not they decide to call that one. He had to get evasive maneuvers there. This is the lead. Big dive bomb down the bottom. Oh, man. Weldon threw it to the inside, shallowed at the entry to the corner, locked up the right front, but had to try to see if he could scare McNeely into a mistake. He does not make it down the back straightaway. Really only one more shot, and that would be the dive bomb to send it to the inside of turn number 10. He thinks about it. No, checks back up again. Fill in the mirrors of McNeely. Can he force him into a mistake into turn number 11 and 12? McNeely doesn't get a great run out of there. A little bit of a wiggle. This could be a drag race to the line.
Can Weldon beat him at the line? Twin checkers out to cap off the 2024 season. And ladies and gentlemen, back-to-back jacks for Liam McNeely. 3 straight wins to cap off the season. He finishes second in the championship. What a weekend for the British driver. I know it's probably what? I'm going to say 2 in the morning maybe, or midnight maybe, back home in England for Liam McNeely. I hope there's a bunch of people watching the broadcast because the kid has been impressive all weekend long. Is Liam McNeely ready for USF 2000? I think so. Jay Howard Driver Development finishing with 3 straight wins, 2 on the podium here as well, as G3 Argyros finishes 3rd, Sebastian Weldon in 2nd. So that's the way they'll finish, I believe, in the championship as well. Taylor, McNeely, and Weldon top 3 in the championship. Jack Jeffers holding off Christian Cameron on the last lap by 0.3 of a second. Jeffers, his best finish of the weekend in 4th. Christian Cameron 5th, Ariel Elkin 6th. Leonardo Scorpioni, your pole sitter, coming back to 7th. Evan Cooley 8th. Diego Guillo 9th, and Joshua Leonel rounding out the top 10. There it is there for you. Hudson Schwartz, your first time watching from the broadcast booth. What are your thoughts on it?
That was a crazy race. A lot of action, lots of 3-4 wide going into 1. Definitely a very interesting race, and probably one of the best this weekend. So, yeah, great race.
I challenge you guys to do better in the final USF 2000 race. Can you do that for me?
Yes, yeah, we'll try to put on a show.
Where are you starting?
I'm not sure. They haven't put out the results yet for the starting lineup, but hopefully somewhere good.
Exactly that. Hey, listen, congratulations on all your success this year. Looking forward to what you do next year. Thanks again for joining me in the booth today.
Thank you for having me.
There he is, folks. Hudson Schwartz from Pabst Racing, an incredibly talented and obviously a fantastic speaker as well for 15 years of age. Great to have him here with us. We're going to, of course, kick down to look at the drivers finishing 1st, 2nd, and 3rd here today. And there he is, Liam McNeely. I'll tell you, like I said, there's not much more better you can do if you don't win the championship than win the 3 straight races. There it is, the 3. He told me this yesterday when he came off. I met him over at Victory Lane. He said, I want all 3. I want to sweep the weekend. McNeely got that job done for Jay Howard Driver Development. They put 2 drivers on the podium at G3 Argyros as well. Jack Jeffers P4 will lead the crew back to the paddock area. That is it for the season for USF Juniors. It blows my mind that, I look back when we started this particular program at NOLA Motorsports Park in April, and you think about these young drivers, and listen, I know I'll let him go. Hudson knows this because he was only 14, of course, and getting young and getting into the program, and it's the whole deal that you watch them mature over the course of the season. It's amazing that even over a 6 month's time, the way they mature as drivers, the way they approach different races. I just always love seeing the kind of wide-eyed face of them when they're first starting a season and then what they're like at the end of the season. Battle-worn, if you will. But again, what a great season for USF Juniors. We're going to cap it all off as well. USF Pro 2000 coming up next. After I get down to Victory Lane and cap things off here for Juniors, I'll run right back up to give you the driver lineup for the USF Pro 2000 category. 5 o'clock this afternoon, we'll cap off the season with USF 2000. But again, McNeely, Weldon, and Argyros, the 3 drivers heading to Victory Lane. And we'll head there right now. I'll pass it over to Phil Martelli, who's going to help me fill some space here while I get things ready to go down in Victory Circle. Again, big thank you to Hudson Schwartz. Time to go celebrate the final round of this year's USF Juniors Championship.
And Hudson, hey, congratulations. Listen to you, young man. For 15 years old, you got a great future. I have one question for you. You're 15. You talked about patience. You haven't even probably taken driver's ed yet. Are you going to have patience compared to this? It's going to be a whole different ballgame.
Yes, it's going to be a whole different ballgame, and yeah, I'm very excited.
All right, congratulations, young man. You got
really
a great
appreciate
future.
It. Thank you.
All right, let's head down to Victory Circle. Rob Howden with the celebration. Rob, take it away.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Let's get things underway. This is the capper of the USF Juniors Championship here for 2024. Started at NOLA Motorsports Park, Barber, you name it, all the racetracks we were able to visit on the way here to Portland to cap things off. 3 drivers did a tremendous job here, and of course we'll give a last shout out to Max Taylor for his championship in USF Juniors, sitting this one out to try to have a good run in USF 2000 this afternoon. So let's bring up the 3 drivers who were able to excel here in the afternoon. What a great race it was. Finishing in 3rd spot today for Jay Howard Driver Development, G3 Argyros. Nice job for G3. Grab that trophy. Finishing in 2nd spot, he'll finish 3rd overall in the championship. It is Sebastian Weldon for VRD Racing, 2nd today in the final race of the season. As I said in the broadcast, if you can't win the championship, you might as well win all 3 races in the finale. What a drive for this British pilot, folks. What an incredible performance for Jay Howard Driver Development. Back-to-back jacks for Liam McNeely. Liam, I know we kept it kind of quiet. You told me yesterday after you won 2, you go, I have to win 3. I have to win tomorrow. It means a lot to you, I'm sure, to be able to come in. You didn't get the championship, but to win all 3 here in Portland, that's got to be big.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, if you can't win the championship, you might as well just end out the season in style. So, yeah, I think we've done that and, show what we can bring into next year.
I think the big thing was you guys were good in all different conditions as well. Can you talk about that, the way the car kept, it doesn't matter what it was, you guys were able to get to the front?
Yeah, the team done a mega job this weekend. Any conditions that was thrown at us, we conquered it. So, yeah, big thanks to them, and, we'll roll on next year now.
Anybody else you want to thank? We cap off the season with this?
Yeah, just my mum and dad, obviously, out this year, first time. So, yeah, and obviously the team as well, Joe, everyone behind the scenes that's made this possible. Can't thank them enough.
Congratulations. Get on top of the podium for the 3rd time here this weekend. Liam McNeely, folks, another victory, 3 wins on the weekend. Swept it here at USF Juniors. And like he said, USF 2000 next year, this is going to be a guy to watch as a potential rookie champion in 2025. We hope to see all 3 of these drivers next year at USF 2000 for sure. The champagne coming in. Again, as I said, USF Pro 2000 drivers get ready to roll as well. We're going to go right into the next event, back-to-back mains here to cap off both of these championships. Guys, let's wrap up the season. You don't wait to wear those suits again. Grip it and rip it. Let's have some celebration. Yeah, G3 knows what to do. They don't have to wear these suits again until off-season testing. So the spray coming, champagne is done, and that caps off the 2024 USF Juniors Championship. Liam McNeely, 3 wins to cap off the season. He ends up finishing 2nd overall in the championship. Of course, another kudos, as I had said, for Max Taylor, locking that championship up already here and capping off a fantastic season for that VRD driver. But for Liam McNeely to go back to the front as he did, dominant factor all weekend long here in Portland. McNeely for Jay Howard Driver Development getting yet another win. And we look forward to seeing what he's able to do in 2025 when he moves up the level to the USF 2000 category. Again,